This video is going to be about yoga and meditation. Um, like I spoke before in a lot of my other videos, um, you know, I've always, even as a child, I've always been weird like that. Seeing and having dreams about stuff. Um, as a child, I always gravitated to yoga and meditation. And as I got older, I got away from it because you're raising kids and working and all of that stuff, and so it sit to the back burner. But I found my way back to yoga and meditation um, maybe 3 years ago, and it's actually saved my life. It's brought balance back, um, into my spirit, and it took a lot of the chaos, helped me to clean out a lot of the clutter that I allowed to reside, within my space in the form of stress, um, you know, because they always keep saying stress kills. It's not the stress that kills. It's you're holding too much of that stuff, and that's becoming stressful. It's just like you fill a balloon. You fill it up with water. It expands, but if you put too much in, it bursts. Same thing as stress on our physical body. It's like overfilling it with water. So if you have too much of it, it spills and it shows itself up in other ways. And a good way to keep the stream of stress going so that we don't hold it within our physical body is yoga and meditation. I learned to do meditation, honestly, outside. Why do I do yoga outside? Because the soil is a natural conductant for negative energy. That's why a lot of people, you'll see it like a lot of people like to garden and they find a lot of enjoyment and comfort, and piddle paddling around in the yard. There's a reason for that. If the reason is the soil is a living entity. And by us all being part of the universe, we're all interact. We can't have one without the other. We can't survive on this plane without air, soil, water, sun. It's impossible. We need all four elements. So what we are starting to we are thinking that soil is only for growing food for us to eat, but that's not the only purpose for soil. Soil is also a conduit. It pulls stuff out of us. It detoxifies. It cleanses, so to say. And by being on dirt, around dirt, that's why I think you see in a lot of the African tribes, they put the dirt on to keep them cool. That's what they tell us. But I don't think that that's all necessarily true. I think that the dirt was a way of them being in tune with nature. And so I prefer to do my meditation in a park, by a tree, another life force, something that can help pull out the negative energy from out of my body, and it will neutralize it, into the soil. Um, I like um, doing yoga and meditation at least twice a day. It doesn't have to be anything long or fancy smancy. Um, a couple of minutes in the morning just to open up your senses and to make sure to check, yourself for, centering, um, and do some stretches to relieve and to open up, all of the traffics for, the thing that starts with an L. That maybe the adrenal system, part of that stuff. But I like doing that in the morning, and then I like doing that at night. At night, it's more as a way of me releasing. So for me, I like to release whatever negativity, stress, worry, anxieties that I may have had during the day. I can release it before I go to bed. I like to go to bed clear. I don't like to go to bed thinking about, the what ifs and what I gotta. I leave all of that stuff, just like when they say, don't bring work home, don't bring life to bed. I always say that. Don't bring life to bed. Let life sit right there on the other side of your bedroom door until you wake up the next day. Um, I think those are habits that we have to get back into. In order, I think that's why a lot of people are spazzing out, and we're just seeing all of this short tempers and short fuses going on around because people are pretty much sitting in their shit. Um, they're not cleansing themselves of hurt, pain, trauma, sadness, anxiety, grief. They're not cleansing themselves of it. We're taught to deal with it, chuck it up, forget about it. Nah, you can't do that. You gotta let it go. You gotta release it. You have to go through your mythology and everything to release yourself of that. And it doesn't always have to be, with yoga. I like to do mine in yoga and meditation. That's like a good way to do it. But any creative outlet, painting is methodical, gardening is methodical. You know, music. People have creative outlets in music. I think creativity and practicality, I think they run hand in hand. It's like a yin and a yang. We have to have both, but a lot of us, we tend to think more practical instead of creative. And we have to keep both of them in balance, because if we don't have both of them in balance, then we're pretty much living like robots, no emotion. We don't need to sleep. We don't really need to eat. Food's getting modified. We're not drinking enough water. We're not exercising. It's like we're becoming little robots, and we're not little robots. We're entities. We're living, breathing entities. And we have to be able to express, how we feel. So, meditation in the morning, meditation at night, yoga in the morning, yoga at night, and have a creative outlet. Whatever it is you like to do, plant a flower, have a pet, paint, art, dance, skate, anything that just lets you just be creative, express how you feel, or get your emotions out in a creative outlet. And I think that if we can do that, I think that we'll have a more people in a better state of mind. More people that'll be free here.